special welcome to Dr. Florida. Thank you for taking time to be here today. Our president, Dr. Florida, let's try that a little bit better. And Mark and Michael, development athletics people. Todd Dahlberg over there. Thank you for attending. And I'm going to miss some my apologies. I do want to recognize this happens to be right in front of me. A certain person that hired me here the first time, along with Mark and Michael. Dr. Krasky, you want to wave to everybody here? Athletic director here. Did a great job. So, would you guys all join me, stand up, and welcome our 2023 Volleyball National Champions.
You can if you want. Sure.
Anybody else? The once-in-a-lifetime picture. Get in here if you want. All right. Now I'm going to count it down for you guys. Everybody smile. 1, 2, 3. Cheese, volleyball, something. All right, good. All right. If you guys are just now arriving, feel free to walk on in and grab a seat. Again, appreciate you guys taking time to come and support this special team and what they have just accomplished. To start today, I'd like to invite Dr. Florida to come up and address the team and you guys. Thank you.
You've probably heard this before, but having the president speak at an event like this is a lot like having the body at a funeral. You have to have them to have the event, but you don't expect them to say a whole lot. I'm not sure what I can add to what has already been said. It's perfect season. National champions, once in a lifetime. This is a generational kind of an event. This doesn't happen year after year. I think there's only been how many 16 that have ever done it before. So, I just want to add my congratulations to the accomplishment, not only to the team. Lena and I have loved watching you the last year and a half. That's probably been one of the highlights of our moving here, is watching you. We sit at terrible seats at the end here, but it's great to have been here and have Lena kicked out for her cowbell. But I guess, I want to say something to everybody as well as the team, and that's that we're really not here to celebrate a perfect season, just a perfect record and a national championship. Because at Indiana Wesleyan, when you consistently put purpose above points and Christ above kills, then really every season is a perfect season, regardless of the record. are for moments of celebration, they're for moments of inspiration. The trophies are made out of wood to tell us and remind us that so are platforms. And platforms, like trophies, are opportunities to communicate to a watching world why we do what we do and who we play for, not what we play for. When you win a trophy like this, you are given a platform. You're given a higher profile. People don't interview the one who comes in third place. And so while we celebrate the trophy, we need to remember that trophies exist for one reason, and that's to give us a platform for our testimony. And while we love this trophy and we are proud of all of you for winning it, we are more proud of the testimony you gave while you were winning it. In a few years, you may all have to move on to another net. Peter worked for 25 years with a certain kind of a net, and then Christ came along and said, you need to put that net down because I have another net for you. You spent 25 years being a man who fished, and what I need you to do now is to be the fisher of men. And so in 3 or 4 years, all of you will have moved on to volleyball in some form or fashion, and you won't be at that net anymore. But you will still be called to have another net, and that will be to win people for Christ. And in 10 years, when you are all coming back and are being inducted into our Hall of Fame as a team here at Indiana Wesleyan, and you reflect back at this moment, you will remember the trophy, but it will be your testimony that will bring you the greatest joy. So thank you for winning, and thank you for winning well.
Thank you, Dr. Claudia. Lena, where are you? She's in here? Oh, she's not here. Okay, Lena, if you're watching online, I'm so sorry about that cowbell thing, but it had happened. So I want to discuss this team just briefly. I had the opportunity to be at the championship event, and every championship takes on its own course. But quite often, some things are similar. Quite often, there's maybe a close game that you have to play early in the tournament that you didn't think was going to be close, but then all of a sudden it turned into one of those like, oh wow, we're in a battle today. This is hard. We might not advance. Our dreams may go away, and this what's supposed to happen this early. That's pretty common in a lot of championships. If you look at a lot of teams, we had that with IUK. Sometimes there's some type of adversity that you don't expect. In this case, it was, we'll say, a really bad day at Panda Express. That meant some sickness on the team, and some people, like maybe Ava, that had 0 calories going into Saturday's game all day because that's all she could do. And we had several members of the team that were sick and staff, and we're just trying to survive the day. And we were very thankful in the stands that we got done in 4 because Game 5 was looking a little iffy on how much we had left in the tank. And so they overcame that. Sometimes it's a tough playing environment. We were there, and there was an announced crowd of just under 2,300 people because our opponent was from about 30 minutes away. And they have a student body of 1,500. Probably 900 of them were there. And literally, we were outnumbered about 2,200 to 100 as far as the crowd. And it was loud. Our deep server, Marta, was getting ready to serve. Great serving run. Again, a shot. But she was back there literally in range that they could touch her. Very, very loud, hostile environment. Had to overcome that. Not coincidentally, they won every time they were on the side of their crowd. The people were right on top of them. But there's something that I saw, and this maybe I can speak to this just as a longtime coach, that one thing that impressed me so much about this team, we're going to use the phrase long time or veteran because they're like positive words, and not the old word or anything like that. We have a long-time coach that's had a great deal of success that had to make a decision to do something different this year in the way that she went about coaching. And I can tell you from someone who's coached a long time, that's hard to do. You get in patterns and you find successes doing things a certain way, and then at some point you're convicted, I need to do something a little bit different this year. So they started their year in the Dominican Republic, and they were serving and serving others. And that's nice. You know, we have a number of our teams that do that. They then came back to preseason, and they did preseason differently than they've ever done. And many times we're called to do more, but sometimes we're called to do less on the court and focus more on what God is doing on our team spiritually and how we can grow culture, even if that takes away from practice time. That's a really hard decision for a coach to make. That's something they committed to doing early in the year. And as I watched our coach go through the season, it's a struggle. You want to go back for more control. You want to go back for, we got to do more of this, more of this, more of this. And then you're undefeated, and the pressure that comes with that. And then you go to nationals, and you get out of pool play. A little bit of stress relief, but oh my goodness, now we have this bigger opportunity. We get to the Final Four for the first time ever. And what I saw that you modeled, Candace, is you chose to model joy. And that is something that, yeah, it seems easy to do, but every coach in the room, we all get stuck on focus mode, and it's sometimes hard for that joy to come out. I know I struggled with it many, many times, and you chose to show that. I think you guys, most of you guys at least, wake up with a lot of joy every day. And you guys just showed that to a lot of people out there. You had a choice. You could either stifle that, or you could live that. And you did that. I'm proud of you for that. For you guys as a team, we saw what you lived out in front of the people there. We got so many comments from people there, even from an opposing team who had just lost a national championship match, seasons, careers had just ended. There was a genuine and heartfelt prayer, thank you, that was received even in a challenging moment. That we had people from that school and from the NAI reach out to us and say, that's what we would hope every NAI school would be about. Thank you. So thank you guys for listening. In athletics, one thing we talk about often is something we refer to as the both and what we mean by that, if you're not an athlete or on a sports team, we talk about this often, is that we want to go after excellence. We don't believe if you're in Christian athletics it should be an either or. The world often believes that. You can either go after excellence or you can be a Christian athlete. Like it's okay to be down 17-0 in a volleyball game and circle up and sing Kumbaya and now we're good. No, we have gifts that God has given us, and so we are to use those the absolute best way we can. And so we unashamedly pursue excellence in our department. And that is seen across a number of our teams. And we integrate our faith into everything we do. And we influence others for Christ. That's the both and. And these guys have lived this out. Clearly, excellence. Not just national champions, but as Dan will say many times, undefeated national champions. He'll say that at least 3 more times today, I promise you. You guys have pursued excellence, but you've done it in a way that's God honoring. And we, again, are just so proud of you guys for that. So a challenge for all of us, for all of you, faculty, staff, students, the student athletes, that's our challenge every day, to pursue excellence. And whatever it is that we're called to do, God has us on mission on that day. To pursue excellence unashamedly, to integrate our faith into what we do, and to influence others for Him. So thank you guys again for being here today. Thank you for supporting this group. And I believe now we have a championship video, is that correct? All right.
sophomore from Danville, Indiana, Katie Notter. A junior from Independence, Kentucky, Rebecca Surgeon. A sophomore from Harlan, Minnesota, Alice Lloyd. A senior from Switzerland, Martina DeMarchi. A junior from Columbus, California, Julia Bryce. A senior from West Palm Beach, Florida, Cassie Gregory. A junior from Westfield, Indiana, Ellie Grunda. A freshman from Elkhart, Indiana, J.C. Folkers. A sophomore from Circleville, Ohio, Marissa Mullins. A freshman from Fort McMurray, Ohio, Allison Fullerton. A junior from Columbus, Ohio, Macy Stantz. A freshman from Marion, Indiana, Daniela Joseph. A graduate from Italy, Marta Zampetti. A freshman from Rockford, Michigan, Brianna Tubergen. A freshman from Cuba, Diane Louise. A sophomore from Hudsonville, Michigan, Ava Gilderslev. A freshman from Puerto Rico, Sophia Rodriguez. And now for the sports staff and coaches, the sports supervisors and team parents, Adam and Rhonda Myers. Sports Information Director, Joel Redeker. Manager, Maddie Swan. Assistant Coach Taylor Shelton. Assistant Coach Dan Berggren. And now, welcome to the podium, the head coach of the undefeated national champion Wildcats, Candace Moe.
Dangerous when you don't write something down. I've wanted this for so long, but I've tried to do it so hard. I've tried to do it the hard way. And I'm going to tell you something. These guys changed me. Because I got it really hard. In your careers, sometimes you're going to get something that maybe will rock you a little bit. And this last summer, I got a really hard letter from, I think, somebody that didn't like me in 2002. Past player, I'm sure. It was a Dear Jane letter, and it ripped me to shreds. And I was fighting hard to believe that it was just lies, but it was hard to do that because you think that sometimes when things are done or you think that you've gone the distance, you believe that maybe you're not as effective anymore, and maybe not the person that is for the job, and starting to believe that a little bit. And unfortunately, because of what God does when times like that happen, He brings people into your life that step in and they start to fight for truth for you. And the truth was that God calls us to what He calls us to do, and only God is the one that tells you that it's over, not other people. Don't ever let anybody convince you that you're not effective because they're not happy. It's important that you remember that you are the one that God's called, and only He's the one that equips you to do what you need to do. And so, after a lot of tears and a lot of just prayer of others, because I couldn't pray for myself in that place, but prayers of others that are sitting. Some came to the bleachers and just sat and prayed for this season. Look what I witnessed if I would have followed the lies of somebody that just didn't believe that they were happy, and then I was going to believe the lies of what they were saying to me. And so I want to first of all thank the Lord Jesus Christ for this, because this was a gift that in any career, I'm going to talk as a coach, but in any career, you always dream for And this scenario was at the absolute blew me away. I could never imagine. I said over and over to Mark, who was an AD for me, we'll never do this work. This is never going to happen. And Mark would be like, oh, just be patient. Never going to happen. And it was the other people that kept telling me, you're affected, just keep trusting. I know some people are upset right now, but just keep trusting, because it's only God that needs to be pleased. It's the only thing that you need to do. And these guys then came in my life this year, and they're so happy. And I was like, how are you so happy? You're always happy. It actually drove me crazy. Because if you know Dan and I, now Taylor, she's happy. She needs the balance. But, you know, it just was like, they're so happy. And they just were doing it differently. And it was really hard because, you know, you're old, you get stuck a little bit in how you think it should go. And yet, they just kept being happy. And then other people that I reached out to, that I just like, I need prayer warriors. So Adam and Rhonda, I said, you guys gotta help me keep joy. That was what I was striving for. You know, I think I wrote Dr. Lowe every week. Like, Dr. Lowe, pray for this. I need you to pray for me that I will keep joy so that I don't take away from anything that's happening here. And then I see Cindy and Chuck, I am so sorry. I am so tired. Cindy and Chuck, and they tell me, we're just going to come and we're just going to sit in the stands, we're just going to pray. We're just going to pray all the time. And then I see my best friend that's here that was with me from the very beginning. And she has been my best friend ever since I met her, like 23 years ago. I see Dr. Vijay and Barb, and Coach Holman was here right now. And I see all these faces of people that believed in who I was and came alongside. And so I'm thanking the Lord, but I'm thanking them. I'm thanking those people that walked with me, and then I'm going to thank these guys. Like, I don't have words to say thank you to any of you. You guys were so amazing. You lived out the end of both better than I ever would have at your age, and even at my age. You guys lived it out well. And then for these guys right here, I don't know if Dan, if you didn't come back this year, it was just something that gives me a boost in confidence. And I want to say thank you for Dan does 2 jobs, literally 2 jobs. And then Taylor, I couldn't ask for a better assistant to come in and be a mentor for these girls. You absolutely showed Christ to them. And then Maddie, thank you so much for just your support and everything that you did willingly to help our team. Zach, you put us together for probably the last month and a half to 2 months. You put us together, but you did with joy. And I just want to say thank you for that. So, finally, every single one of you that came to any volleyball match, even if it was half a match, because you only watched 2 sets, you watched 1 set, you came to all the sets, I want to say thank you to every one of you and all of your parents that came and supported. I want to say thank you to every single one of you, because you guys are the reason that we have this opportunity, and I will never forget it. I will never forget it. So thank you.
Next, we have a couple of our athletes going to come up and speak. I don't know if you guys are together or separate. What are you guys doing? Separate. Who's first? Marta or Cassie?
I got it.
All right, Cassie's up.
First and foremost, I just want to thank everybody that's kind of supported us this entire year. I just want to thank my team. Wow. Honestly, something so incredible. I am a senior, so to go out like this is something that was truly amazing, and I could not have done it without these girls and their heart for the Lord, their heart for each other. It was just really amazing. Our coaching staff and everybody that was there with us, so really thank you. To start out, a picture I actually came across this morning. So in preseason, as Dean kind of mentioned earlier, we did things a little bit differently this year. We actually had somebody in chat who worked with the women's soccer team too, and she just kind of really focused on culture this year. So we put together what we called a culture circle, and then we just kind of talked about things that we wanted to really drive our season this year. What do we want to be our main focus? In the middle, we wrote national champs. That was our drive, and little did we know we would actually become that, which is so crazy. So first and foremost, we put Christ-centered. That's something that our team, I feel like, has led this entire year with. Everything, any struggle that came across, or challenges that we faced, we definitely looked to the Lord first and put him at the center of everything, and just thanked him for the praise, for every practice we do it after every game. So I feel like we really led that out well. Next we put was joyful and love. Like Coach had mentioned earlier, this team is full of joy, even when sometimes it's kind of hard to find the joy in things. Earlier this week, day one, getting to Sioux City, our bus breaks down, and most teams would probably be like, wow, that's kind of sucks. But we ended up getting a trolley, which some people are like, isn't that kind of embarrassing? We absolutely loved it. It was like most fun of the entire trip, honestly. Full of Christmas lights. We rocked around in that thing for about a week or so. So we found joy in that. As some of you probably heard, food poisoning did kind of come across our team from a bad panda experience. And honestly, finding the joy in that too was something most teams would not do. We made jokes of it, we laughed about it, and we fought through and kind of tell each other when others were struggling. The next one was impactful. I feel like every team, after we had played, we come together and we're really intentional about prayer and came together, so I feel like we did make our impact and we left that where we came in. The next one was passion and being all in. We could not have done this and got where we were without being full of passion, so I think that was something we looked at well too, and just playing for each other in every moment we can. And then the last one was just respectful. No matter what opponent we faced, we had a devotion from one of our players' dads actually, that said you respect the team by playing your hardest every chance that you can and dominating, even in moments where you knew you were going to win and not letting up at all. And we came in with that, and we respected our opponents, and we came together to pray for him. So I just want to thank the girls for living that out and just everything that we've done this year. And thank you all.
I'm really hello, I'm Marta. I'm from Italy, so if I don't speak perfect English, it's because it's not my first language, but I'm happy that I can see a lot of familiar faces. So lots of my friends are here, so I would like speak to my friends, but all of them. And I'm going to speak more about myself. So I'm so thankful to be here because this experience and this school changed my life completely. I'm so thankful for my team, for all the people I worked with. Keith was my boss, he's still my boss. I work in the transportation department and there are so many beautiful people there that helped me during these 2 years. And then all the coaches, the trainers, staff, everyone really I'm so thankful for you all. And I don't know where to start. Like last year, it's been a beautiful year, high and lows, but I don't know, I think that this year is the year that changed my life because I really found God and I started having a relationship with God, and I truly mean like now. My parents are looking the screen, they can't understand English. mom can understand a little, but they always try to help me with my faith, and I don't know, when they came 1 month ago, they could see what I was living, and they were like so full of joy, and like they are so happy for me. They're like, we are having this amazing experience in this school with all these people, and like they're so happy for me. And every day, I don't know, they always tell me that, I don't know, they're so glad that I came here, and I think that it's God that brought me here. Here in Indiana, I wanted to go to the United States, I was thinking about Florida, New York, and I came here, so that's a sign. So I'm so happy. And I don't know, this week, okay, my parents weren't here, but this week I could find, like, I found so much joy, and like, I feel that I'm part of a family. And all those parents, like at the end of the game, I was hugging all their parents, like they were my parents. Then I was hugging all my coaches and everyone. It was like a big family, so it's crazy. And I don't know. Okay, we're a national champ, but I don't know. It's crazy. I cried so many times. Every time at the end of the game, we were praying, and I was thinking, oh my gosh, I'm so happy, and I started crying. And then I went to hug my friends, and I started crying, and then text my family, and I started crying. So I'm always crying. These are all happy tears. And I don't know. Okay, last thing, then I'm done. When I was playing, it was so hard because all the fans were for the other team, okay? And we were like freaking out. We were, oh my gosh, I don't know what to do. I'm so stressed. We can't do mistakes. And there was one moment during the game that I thought, like, God knows how we go. And we were all saying, like, God knows the outcome. Like, we only have to do what is our best. And it was my last game here in the United States. And I was like, I have to be on my best, but just trust God and just enjoy and have fun. And it was the only game that I couldn't feel any anxiety. I don't know, I was playing because I love playing because I love my teammates, because I love my coaches, I love all the people who were watching us. And so when we won, it was such a joy. That's how I will remember forever. And then I went to the locker room and I opened Snapchat and I saw the celebration and I started crying. I don't know, so I'm so thankful for you all. Thank you for all your support and just, I don't know what else to say.
Good afternoon. Well, it's my pleasure. I don't know how many were in both theater the other night. Well done. I want you guys to know there are a few key things that result in what happened in there. That is students that feel a connection to a team. And the things that connect student athletes to students are friendships, but then it seems something different that they want to root for. And that's vision, that's joy, all those things that you talked about today. That's what ends up with things that was going on with the World Theater United. And that excitement, that was not manufactured. That was all sincere, legitimate, joy, fun, dancing. So it was awesome. Well, it's my pleasure. We have a couple students here this afternoon that were there the other night at Globe Theater. One of them was dancing on the stage in Globe Theater, and they're going to share about why, how, that experience, and how they ended up there. So DJ, give a hand to DJ. He's going to start.
What's good, man? Man, so the work, the sweat, the tears that you put in, the constant hours in the weight room, the dedication to your team, and the effort to fight to the end. IWU Volleyball, you have made my junior year exciting. During the watch party, I almost had a heart attack. Like, it was one of those things where, especially with the last set, I thought it was to go to 25. I was like, why is everybody cheering? Why is everybody cheering? I'm like, yo, what? We're on the 14th point. I'm standing on business. I'm like this. I'm not about to chant anything. I'm like this. And then once they scored 15, everybody started jumping. Hey, I jumped on my friend back. I ran over and I started doing my little thing. But yeah, even when our backs were against the wall, y'all stood on business. The times where I needed just a sense of encouragement, going to your games and knowing that you guys gave it your all, gave me peace. Don't let this moment be taken for granted. Celebrate, laugh, cry, and rejoice because you just made history. Going to you guys' games definitely helped. When times of not wanting to do my homework, I went to the volleyball game. With my friends, like, hey, let's go to the game. There was one time, I think it was April. You jumped up, and I was like, yo, I've never seen a girl jump that high in my life. She could touch brim. Yeah. But, I'll be watching the game, and I'm just looking, and it's like, the crowd is coming. I've never seen so many students in a crowd before for a volleyball game. And it's like, that gave me joy that our school comes together, even in times like this, when our backs are against the wall, when it's hard, when we see certain games that we didn't expect was to be close, but you guys pulled through. So, like I said, celebrate, laugh, cry, and rejoice because you guys just made history. Cheers to our Indiana Wesleyan University national champions. Go Wild.
I'm a junior here at IWU, and I'm also a mega fan of IWU Volleyball and my sister Katie. I have been blessed to have been able to witness this incredible journey of the season, and I must say it has been a blast to watch. The national championship game is a little ironic. Each of the best teams in the nation have spent months working so hard to come to the most critical point of the season, the national championship. At that point, you feel the worst, but you have to play the best. No pressure, right? But you all did. You were resilient, and you pushed through sicknesses and tiredness and fought hard. Well done. Watching the game from the Globe Theater was an experience I will not soon forget. Even though I got to the Globe Theater a good 20 minutes before the game, the seats were already filling. School spirit was high in the air as more and more students poured into the Globe. Every seat was taken. Students, faculty, and administration from all over campus showed up and showed out. Other sports teams, Rice Life, other clubs, President Kalaga, the Vice President Michael, and other clubs. I performed its own student section in the Globe. We were filled to the brim with excitement, hype, and expectation. We definitely rivaled Iowa's student section. And even though Iowa Volleyball couldn't hear us, our student section cheered, clapped, shouted, and yelled as if we were there in person. The tension was so high in the theater, it was almost tangible. We were all on our feet when we got to the final 5 points of the fifth set. The crowd drowned out the announcers' voices as we jumped and screamed at every point closer to 15. And when the final point came, all eyes were locked on the screen. And when we won, chaos erupted. And if you've seen the video, it's literally chaos. It was so awesome. The celebration was loud and proud. As your team rushed to the center of the court and collapsed in a pile of tears and joy, we were over here jumping up and down, filled with pride to be a part of school history. It was emotional. I looked around and saw the support and happiness and was reminded how beautiful the Iowa community is, how grateful I am to be part of it. I was also filled with pride of my younger sister, Katie, and I will not get too sappy here, but Katie, watching you win the national championship was one of my proudest sister moments ever. I've grown up watching you play the game you love, and I've seen you overcome so much adversity. Your talent and your skill, your drive and your discipline inspire me. But most of all, what made me swell with pride was seeing your humility, your encouragement, and your love play out on that court on Tuesday. You exude leadership in a way that is humble yet powerful, and I'm proud to call you sister. Not because you won a national championship or because you're really good at volleyball, which you are, but because of who you are and because you give everything you've got for the Lord. I love you. It's fitting to end this journey where it began, at the feet of Jesus. While it has been an incredible journey to watch you ladies play lights out game after game, racking up unheard of statistics, and using each of your talents and skills to contribute to an undefeated season, what has been most incredible has been how God has received the glory. Each of you has a gift from the Lord to play the game of volleyball. And seeing you all point to the one who gave you the gift and offer it to him as a sacrifice for his glory is truly beautiful. Proud is an understatement for how I feel, I'm sure we all feel, for this team and this season. History will always recognize you as undefeated national champions. And while it is certainly true, to us here at IWU, you are also daughters, sisters, roommates, and dear friends. Thank you for representing the Lord and our community so well. We love you.
Thank you guys for sharing, and that was a beautiful sister moment, by the way. So, I have 2 daughters, and I'm glad anytime they get along, so that was great. Yeah, you've heard mentioned several times today about prayer and what that is in our community, what that means. Think about the prayers that Coach Moach mentioned. Multiple people praying for her throughout the year. You think about people that are praying for this team on a regular basis, people that come to the games and are praying. I got out there in time for the Final Four, and we win a tough, competitive semifinal match. And I'm out there, I got some edge to the court, and I see the whole team is held up with the parents, and they're praying, and I don't know all the parents. And I asked, like, who is that? So I guess the Nodder family had a lot going on, so I believe it was your dad praying that night. And it wasn't just a hey, thanks God, this is cool. Let's have a good day tomorrow. Let's be safe. Go Wildcats. There was a lot to it. There was a lot of depth. And really, what does this mean in our lives? And we want to be about prayer here in our athletic department at this institution. And so I was just thinking about this, and after the game ended, Candace and I were talking on the sideline, Coach Mode, Candace, and confetti is falling, and Candace is like, I don't know, this is crazy, what's going on? And it really didn't take her very long, and she got to the place and said, you know what, we just recognize God's favor on this team and on this event. And you have the next slide, one up there. So this was Tuesday morning. I don't want to ask what time, because Dr. Lowe gets up really, really early. Sometime while all of us were asleep. He was here praying. And for those of you that don't know, he prays over our athletic department, prays over the entire campus, and has done so faithfully for years, and literally thousands of trips around the campus. And so at some very early time, he was praying, and he was praying for this team, and specifically, he was praying, he was looking at the corner here that has some volleyball banners, and praying that God's will would be done. And sensing that God was going to reward this team. And I just thought it was beautiful that this is not after, this is before, but giving the results to God no matter what happened. Get the next slide. And so about, I don't know how many hours after, because I do not get up as early as Dr. Lowe, I'm finishing my workout on the treadmill there in Sioux City, and it happened that their laundry room was attached to the workout room. And so I was praying over the jerseys that were going to be worn, and just took a picture for whatever reason, not knowing that Dr. Lowe was praying. And we come back and we start hearing story after story about people that were praying. And this isn't about a prosperity gospel type of a deal. This is about you as players knowing that there's people that love you, that care for you on a much deeper level than, hey, you're good at volleyball, that's cool, you know, but you're daughters, you're children. Christ loves you. God loves you no matter what. And we're just so thankful, we're so proud of you, the way that you've lived that out throughout this year. There were a lot of prayers, there were a lot of different things. Praying for help, that was certainly needed. I do love that one of our seniors came to speak and she still has to wear boots to come up and celebrate. Thanks for that, Cassie. And there were some health issues this week. Praying for safety, praying for wisdom, praying for confidence. I was praying for the coaches, praying for clarity of thought and confidence in decisions that we made. And ultimately praying that everything that would happen for His glory. And so now this transitions us to a point, and I love that Dr. Fly brought this up, something I wanted to talk about as well, is that we have a platform today that we didn't have last week. And although we always have platforms, it's a greater platform when things like this happen. And so the prayer is for all of you guys, how does God want to use you right now? What's next? You don't have practice, you don't have a game, your body's like, thank goodness we're done. But what's next? There's something out there. God's going to use this for His glory. It's just a matter of will we surrender to that and what might that be. How can this be used to platform Christ to people that today don't know Him? How can it be used to encourage an athlete that doesn't know the freedom that comes in knowing Christ and embracing what we refer to as the boat thing? What Marta just described there, and by the way, your English is great, and andiamo, there you go, back to you in Italian. What she described was playing with freedom. She described playing with freedom that can only come from freedom in Christ. I am thrilled beyond words that that has been part of your journey here. That you now not just leave here as an athlete, but as a person that can live in freedom. That's a beautiful thing. And so that's our prayer, is to see what does God have next? What does God want to do with this? What you guys have done has just been incredible. And now what's next? And so what we're going to do now is a little bit different. A lot of schools probably don't do this as part of the celebration, but we do. We're going to have our athletes get up, and they're all going to come right here in the center. And then if you feel comfortable coming around them, we're actually going to pray over them. Some of them are seniors who are just finishing careers. Pray for that. And pray for what's next, whatever God wants to do. If you're more comfortable staying in your seat, if you have a faith tradition you're comfortable extending a hand towards them, feel free to do that. But if you guys are going to get up, come out here towards the middle. You guys want to join around them. And then Dr. Lowe is going to come up and do some prayer.
I have to protect all these laptops. I know. I got you. We're doing the whole. That's right. That's right. And no one touches it. Definitive. We all like walk on, like move away, kick return. Listen, I live in this.
Before I say my prayer, I'd also like to give Martha congratulating the team. The Zulus in Africa, the way they do that, they have a phrase that goes like this: Metro Unkulu. Translation, big eyes. So you're wondering, how does that mean you congratulate someone? It means that what you have done is so stupendous that your eyes get real big. And so I congratulate you for how God has used you in a very, very special way. Will you join me in prayer, please? Oh, dearest Father in heaven, you have answered so many prayers for the IWU women's volleyball team this season. Even before the season began, Coach Candace has prayers for God to supply an assistant coach, in which the team now has two of them, Coach Taylor and Coach Dan. They are answers to prayer. On that same day, Coach Candace asked that you would gel the team to be united. And again, you did this. I have heard over and over the different team members talking about how they are like family. On another occasion, her request was for you to use the team to glorify his name. You were heading out to the Dominican Republic on a short-term mission trip, part of the time spent running a volleyball camp. Coach wanted the Dominicans to be able to see you, O Lord, working through the team. Her email to me said it all when she reported back. God has been so good to us. During the season itself, many prayers were lifted up, asking you, O Lord, to touch weary and injured bodies. At one point in the season, 3 of the athletes were walking around in a boot to protect their injured foot. Again, you did wonders for the team. They kept winning. And as the pressure mounted as the season progressed, the big prayer request was, please pray that we let go of the circumstances and just trust in God. During the conference play, some on the team limped through the first round, all along trusting that you, O God, would guide the coaches and that you would help the team put together their best effort as they competed. And once again, O Lord, you answered prayer. The prayer that especially touched my heart with your father is this one that came from Coach Candace. I surrender my life as coach, releasing my grip on this team. I'm letting God take the reins. And then on December 4th, these words came to me that, Lord, as I read them, it has caused me to well up with great praise to you and thanksgiving for the team. The words were, we had an incredible worship time together with our team. We shared all the incredible blessings God has been doing in each of our individual lives and for our team. We shared a lot of thanks to God. We are hanging together health-wise as best as we can. Then the letter continued. I feel so blessed by God's faithfulness. I do not know what he has next, but it would be amazing to win a championship. It will take 2 more miracles to get it done, but we will play and leave it in the Lord's hands. Well, Father, thank you for answering, for blessing this team, and for them, in turn, blessing this community. All season long, you have truly been with them. They are champions in you. In Revelation, we read about all the angels standing around your throne, O God, and saying, praise and glory and wisdom and thanks and honor and power and strength be to our God forever and ever. Well, that's what we actually want to say right now in worshiping you. We praise and give glory and wisdom and thanks and honor and power and strength. They truly belong to you, almighty, majestic God, who journeyed with this team, this volleyball team, all season long. And so, Father, we thank you for them, but we give praise to you. And all God's people say, amen.
To conclude our time today, before you guys all leave, I believe Coach Dan Bergen would like to send us out with 3 special words. Dan, all yours.
I got 3 words to say. Undefeated national champion!
Let's go.